जमाखोरों की आत्मनिर्भर करने का प्रयास हो रहे हैं। और जब प्रवासी मजदूर जब रास्ते में चलते चलते मौत की शिकार होते थे, सरकार उनके लिए ये भगवान की काम है, एक्ट ऑफ गॉड बताते हैं। लेकिन ये बिल में होर्डर के लिए, जमाखोरों के लिए आत्मनिर्भर की प्रबंधन है। सर, ये बिल जो है ये हाईली सेंट्रलाइज्ड लॉ है। सर, ये सरकार हर बात में ऑर्डिनेंस क्यों सहारा लेते हैं? ये क्या हो गया था? इज देयर एनी डेफिनेट रीजन? इज देयर एनी एमिनेंट राइम एंड रीजन फॉर इन्वोकिंग द ऑर्डिनेंस? गवर्नमेंट हर बात में ऑर्डिनेंस लाना चाहते हैं। क्या हुआ था? ये ऑर्डिनेंस का साथ पैंडेमिक का क्या रिश्ता है? ये सरकार और मंत्री दयापूर्वक ये बताए, ऑर्डिनेंस और पैंडेमिक इसमें क्या संपर्क है?
ये बिल सिर्फ जो है कोई पर्टिकुलर सिर्फ किसानों तक ही सीमित नहीं, ये सारे के सारे देश के कंज्यूमर्स को फायदा पहुंचाने वाला है। एसेंशियल कमोडिटीज एक्ट का बिल भी अपना आप में एक माइलस्टोन का रूप साबित करेगा। तो आज जो जरूरत है, जो ओवरड्यू है एग्री रिफॉर्म्स में, एग्रीकल्चर में रिफॉर्म्स लाने की, उसमें ये बिल जो है वो अपने आप बहुत ही रोल अदा करेगा।
Welcome back. We now move on to the second big conversation point here tonight on the Urban Debate. Viewers, just a short while ago, the Lok Sabha passed the Essential Commodities Act, the amendments that have been made to this. Now, we're going to talk about three different ordinances, one of which as a bill has now been tabled in Lok Sabha and voted upon. These are three laws that the government is looking to bring in related to farming and agriculture. Three big changes that were announced by the cabinet and passed as ordinance in between that the government says are big reforms. They are. They were meant to be. They've been awaited for years together. As we've year after year spoken about the plight of the farmer, how they don't get the right price for their produce, how they are being forced to sell only in specific locations. All of that was supposed to be addressed via these big reforms. And that has been done, says the government. But in the run-up to these laws and bills being taken up by the Parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, we've actually seen farmers from parts of Uttar Pradesh, Haryana and Punjab come out on streets and protest. Many other parts, farmers are saying this perhaps isn't the best form of the bill that we wanted. These are exactly the changes that will help us. Now, one aspect, of course, is also what the opposition is saying in the parliament. Today, we had an exhaustive discussion. Parties like the Congress and the TMC and all spoke up against the bill, Essential Commodities Bill. But many others, like the BJP, YSRCP, even the Shiv Sena, have backed the bill. It's essentially passed the test of Lok Sabha. Let me tell you about these three bills first. The first one, which is these three which have already become ordinances, the Essential Commodities one. It amends the Essential Commodities Act to liberalize the regulatory system, empowers the centre to actually to control the production and distribution of certain commodities. It also empowers the centre to regulate the production, supply, distribution and trade, and to regulate the stock of an essential commodity. The centre has in its power to see if the stock is going up and down, what policy changes need to be made to ensure that the entire supply chain doesn't get disrupted, the price doesn't get disrupted. The other one, of course, is the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Ordinance. This allows the farmers to actually sell the produce wherever they want outside the notified APMC mandis that we have in our country. A reform that has been in the pipeline and has been demanded for years together was actually announced by the government. Transactions outside the market will be exempted from the APMC linked tax. The third one is the Price Assurance and Farm Services Ordinance, which allows farmers to sell produce outside APMC via contract farming. There may be some perils to contract farming. We'll talk about that in just a bit. And it overrides state APMC laws linked to sale and purchase. So let's understand that if these were much awaited reforms, why is it that in some parts of a country the farmers are protesting? What are they protesting? Why are they objecting to these changes, and why does the government believe it's good for them? Joining me right now, Abhimanyu Kohar, National Coordinator for the Rashtriya Kisan Mahasangh, Mr. Binoy Viswam, Member of Parliament for the Rajya Sabha of the CPI, Raman Malik, spokesperson for BJP Haryana, and Professor Gaurav Vallabh, national spokesperson for the Congress Party. But first up, I want to go across to Mr. Rakesh Tikait, national spokesperson for the Bharatiya Kisan Union. टिकैत जी नमस्कार, आपसे शुरू करते हैं। कुछ राज्यों में हम देख रहे हैं कि जो किसान है वो प्रोटेस्ट कर रहा है अगेंस्ट दीज लेजिस्लेशंस। सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम क्या है, किस चीज से ऑब्जेक्शन है?
देखो, ऑब्जेक्शन हमको तीनों बिंदु से है। सबसे पहला ये है, मैं आज कुछ व्यापारी मैंने बुलवाया यहाँ पे मुजफ्फरनगर में, शामली में, तो मैंने उनसे बात करी कि भाई आप अब क्या कर रहे हो। तो उन्होंने करीब करीब 7 एकड़ जमीन उन व्यापारियों ने बाहर, उनकी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट बेसिस पे बातचीत चल रही है, उन्हें कहा जी हम 1 साल के लिए 1.5 लाख रुपए में 1 एकड़ के आसपास जमीन हम बाहर ले रहे और हम उनको किराया देंगे, हम बाहर चलाएंगे, प्राइवेट मंडियां चलेंगी देश में, वहां पे उस पर टैक्सेस नहीं रहेगा। और अगर कोई मंडी के अंदर कोई माल अपना लेकर आएगा वो उसको टैक्स पे करना पड़ेगा। तो धीरे धीरे 2 साल में ये मंडियां, पूरी देश की मंडियां बंद हो जाएंगी। तो ये कौन सा कानून देश में लगाना चाहते हैं? मतलब यहाँ की जनता, यहाँ का किसान बेवकूफ है क्या ये सब? कि जो मंडियां, हमारा सेक्टर पूरा डेवलप है, दुकानें हैं, वहां पे पूरा व्यापारी बैठा हुआ है, वहां पे टैक्स लगेगा और आप ओपन मंडियां बाहर चलाएंगे, वहां पे फ्री आप माल खरीदोगे। पहला ऑब्जेक्शन हमारा ये है। दूसरा ऑब्जेक्शन ये है कि कितना वो स्टॉक होल्डिंग, कितनी कैपेसिटी उनकी होगी, वो आप फ्री कर रहे हो कि आप कितना भी माल खरीद दो, कितना भी आप पैसा लगाओ, माल खरीद दो, अपने स्टॉक में लगाओ और उसको आप जहां पे चाहो वहां पे बेचोगे। तो ये जो स्टॉक होल्डिंग जो ये खत्म करने का जो काम करा जा रहा, ये पूर्ण रूप से गलत है। इससे महंगाई बढ़ेगी। दूसरा ये है कि कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फार्मिंग, मैंने अलीगढ़ डिस्ट्रिक्ट में कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के जो खेती करवा रही है कंपनियां, मेरी उनसे बात हुई, उन्होंने कहा जी मका भाई आप किस तरह से वो करोगे उनसे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किसान से? अगर हम उनसे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करेंगे मगर भाव का क्या रहेगा? उन्होंने कहा जी जो भी मार्केट का उस टाइम का आसपास का भाव रहेगा उससे हम थोड़ा सा ज्यादा किसान को देंगे, मतलब मार्केट से हम ज्यादा देंगे। हमारा एक सवाल ये है, ये 3 बिल ये लेकर आ रहे हैं। एक बिल आप किसान का ये भी उसमें डलवा दो कि जो मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस है, जितनी भी एमएसपी की फसलें हैं, उनसे रेट से नीचे देश में कहीं पे भी खरीद नहीं होगी। आप यही कानून उसमें डलवा दो। ये यहाँ पे मंडियों खत्म करना चाहते हैं पूरे देश की, ये देश से एमएसपी खत्म करना चाहते हैं, ये दोनों चीज खत्म करना चाहते हैं। ये भुगतना पड़ेगा इनको और कोई एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेगा। ये जिस तरह से कानून लेकर आ रहे हैं, कोई अगर आवाज उठाएगा उसको बगैर वारंट के, बगैर जांच के उसको गिरफ्तार करने का, ये एक बहुत बड़ा षड्यंत्र रचा जा रहा है। आने वाले टाइम पर तो कोई आवाज उठाएगा उसको गिरफ्तार भी करवाएंगे। ये सारे काम देश में इस तरह की व्यवस्था फैलेगी। ये खामियाजा,
लेकिन टिकैत जी, राकेश टिकैत जी, एमएसपी जो है वो तो कहीं नहीं हटा, वो तो सरकार कह ही रही है कि वो जो देंगे। अगर किसान को ऑप्शन मिल रहा है कि वो मंडी के बाहर बेचे, जहां वो चाहे वहां बेचे, तो इसमें बुराई क्या है?
बुराई तो ये है ना, आप ये कानून भी तो डलवा दो ना कि हम उसके रेट से नीचे, आप ये क्लॉज डलवा दो। भाई मंडी में कौन लेकर जाएगा, कौन वहां पे भाव निर्धारित करेगा? यहाँ पे गुड़ का भाव खुलता है, आज ही वहां पूरी मंडी में बहस हो रही थी कि गुड़ का भाव कौन खोल लगा। आप अपनी मर्जी से व्यापारी भाव खोल लेंगे, आप अपनी मर्जी से वहां पर देंगे। ये पूर्ण रूप से जो बड़े व्यापारी हैं उनके लिए ये एक रास्ता साफ करा जा रहा है। बड़े बड़े लोग जिनके यहाँ पे कई कई हजार करोड़ रुपए के काम थे, वे उन्हें छोड़ के वे एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में आ रहे हैं। उन मेरे व्यापारियों से बात हुई उनसे, जो दूसरे सेक्टर में काम करते थे, उन्होंने कहा जी हमने तो अपने बच्चों को गलत पढ़ाया, हमको तो एजुकेशन इसमें डालना था एग्रीकल्चर में, और हमने अपने बच्चों को लाकर यहाँ पे एक जो उसमें कृषि के क्षेत्र में वे काम कर रहे। तो वे बड़े सेक्टर होंगे, बड़ी होल्डिंग वे रखेंगे, बहुत कैपेसिटी उनकी होगी। जिस तरह से बड़े व्यापारी एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में पैसा लगाना चाहते हैं, तो देश का किसान बर्बाद होगा पूर्ण रूप से। एक क्लॉज नहीं डाल सकते ये कि एमएसपी से नीचे पे खरीद नहीं होगी, आप ये डलवा
ठीक है।
दें से।
ठीक है, चलिए एक एक पॉइंट लेके चलते हैं. लेट मी ऑल्सो ब्रिंग इन मिस्टर रमन मलिक ऑन दिस. मिस्टर मलिक, यू वांट टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू व्हाट इज बीइंग सेड. ये जो कंसर्न एक उठाया जा रहा है कि बाहर किस प्राइस पे मिलेगा वो फिक्स भी तो करिए.
Tanvi, we are coming on a debate after a long time. I'm coming on a debate on your channel. But let me put forward 3-4 पॉइंट. टिकैत साहब, आप समझ पाए इसलिए बड़े स्पष्ट रूप से बोलूंगा. एक तो ना एमएसपी और ना मंडियां, ये दोनों की दोनों कतई कहीं नहीं जाने की. ये जैसी है वैसी रहेंगे, बिकॉज द गवर्नमेंट अर्न्स एक सब्सटैंशियल रेवेन्यू सरकार के पास मंडियों के माध्यम से टैक्सों में आता है. तो मंडियां कहीं नहीं जा रही साहब. हाँ, अब बात आती है आपकी, जो आपने कहा कि एमएसपी के ऊपर ही बाहर भी बिके. दैट इज वन ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस दैट यू रेज. माय क्वेश्चन टुडे एंड माय काउंटर टू यू इज, सर, इवन टुडे एमएसपी पे भी बिकता है माल, बाहर भी बिकता है. उसके लिए बैरियर्स नहीं है. स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में भी जब आप देखते हैं, आप एसेंशियल कमोडिटीज एक्ट को भी देखोगे तो वही कहता है दैट देयर इज द स्टॉक एक्सचेंज has an upper circuit and a lower circuit to the stocks. Now, when it hits the upper circuit, the trading gets banned. When it hits the lower circuit, the trading gets banned. Same ways, when the Essential Commodities Act has been, the alteration in that is that there, if let's say the pulses and other things, if they hit 50% or up, or the other things like the perishable goods, they increase 100% and up. The effects of the Essential Commodities Act, for which the whole purpose of having Essential Commodities Act is to secure the people at large in India, वो इफेक्ट में आ जाएगा. बट आपको मार्केट फोर्सेस को ड्राइव करने देना पड़ेगा. टिकैत साहब ये बोलते थे, और मैंने उनके बहुत सारे भाषण सुने हैं, कि अगर उपभोक्ता, अगर एक उत्पादन करने वाला एक फैक्ट्री वाले को अपना बनाया हुआ सामान का भाव निर्धारित करने का अधिकार है, तो वो अधिकार किसान को क्यों नहीं है? ये सवाल मैंने सन 1980 के दशक में भी टिकैत साहब के मुंह का भाषण सुना हुआ है. तो मैं अब आपसे ये पूछता हूं कि अगर मेरा किसान आज खुल के अपनी मर्जी से भाव बेचना चाहे तो उसमें क्या दिक्कत है? अगर उसके वहां से 2 रुपए किलो आलू उठता है और गुड़गांव दिल्ली में जाके 30 रुपए किलो बिक रहा है, तो उस मुनाफे का हिस्सा किसान के पास क्यों ना जाए? हम किसान को कब आजाद करेंगे? क्या हमेशा हम किसान को किसी धनाढ्य व्यक्ति के, किसी under the influence of some powerful money person, are we going to keep the farmer subjugated under him? No, we cannot do that. We have to give independence to the farmer. Even if after 70 years, if the farmer is not independent, what are we doing as a society? That is number one. Number two, the major question: why is it that so many people who are coming in the forefront are basically working as paid mercenaries? There are a lot of people who have come forward in Haryana whose link with various political outfit and their agendas have come out. And even today, when they went to meet the people in Haryana Bhavan, they had an open fight. The videos are there where they allege each other to be the agents of other political parties and not about the farmers. Now, the whole point is, we as a government are open for suggestions. There is no problem. Even if there are 1,000 people who are opposing and 1 lakh people who are supporting it, I still say that those 1,000 must be heard and they would be heard. But the point here is, when those 1,000 people are independent farmers, I have no problems in hearing. When they are farming organization, I have no problem to hear to them. But once they are working as a political mercenary, I have a problem. Because these people have been living and making themselves as leaders, farmer leaders and things like that. But they are not actually working for that farmer. They're working for those those big money lenders, they're working for those
Okay.
big political outfits.
Okay, I take your point very quickly, Annie. I have 3 more panels that I need to go to, but very quickly, Mr. Raman Malik, you say that some of those who may be raising their voice today, including in your state of Haryana, in Western UP, in Punjab, may be politically motivated, and you're ready, and the party and the government is ready to listen otherwise. But where are they ready to listen when an ordinance has come in? And it's already been tabled in the parliament. It's one of the bills has already gotten passed in the Lok Sabha today. So where is this listening option left now?
I'll tell you. Today itself, when it comes to Haryana, I can give you time and date wise what has happened. When things happened in Pipli, we immediately, the BJP state president, O.P. Dhankar, formed a 3-member committee, 3 sitting MPs of Mr. Naib Saini from Kurukshetra, Mr. Vijender Singh and Dharmveer ji. All 3 Lok Sabhas are basically rural farmer dominated Lok Sabhas. Now all these MPs sat down, they met farmers, they met the organizations, and they took their suggestion, they created their report, they gave it to the BJP state president, and BJP state president and these MPs and various other people, they had a meeting with Narendra Singh Tomar, the agriculture minister of India, and they sat down and gave those suggestions. Now they will be worked upon. Now my whole point is, if such quickly we are ready to listen to them, it shows our bona fide interest that yes, we are for the farmers. And do not forget, Swaminathan ji, when he created that report of 9,000 pages, Mr. Huda was sitting on it for 8 years. He did not work on it. We implemented it. Mr. Swaminathan said, this is what I wanted, that implementation should happen. He is complimenting.
Fair enough. I think that can be given to you.
Now you tell me, who is looking after the farmers?
Fair enough. That I will give to you. Of course, when the day these reforms were announced, even that day we said it, for long pending, long awaited reforms, committee after committee reports that the government's before you sat on has been done through. Now tonight we are trying to understand why is it that some people are still unhappy. Professor Vallabh is with me of the Congress party. Gaurav Vallabh, you tell me, why are we still unhappy? The points that are even being raised about the APMC just seem to suggest that people don't want the monopoly of APMC to be broken down. Are we talking about the interest of the farmer or the larger unions?
Tanvi, first of all, in 2014, they tried to take the lands of the farmers, and in 2020, in the middle of a pandemic, they are trying to take the entire agriculture from the hands of the farmer. And I will give you the reason and logic.
Mr. Vadra, the farmer.
He's telling, please don't interrupt in between. Have some decency. Point by point. First point, he is telling that we are not going to abolish the MSP. For his information and from your viewers' information, the contract farming ordinance is not making MSP as a mandatory condition. Categorically, it is written. Don't make the false statements on this type of national television. Second thing, please don't interrupt. Don't interrupt. Have the patience.
My question is very simple. Till date wasn't mandatory.
Tanvi, you have to control these
Tanvi,
people. Otherwise,
no, please. Mr. Raman Malik, please show a little bit of courtesy and decency to all our panelists. After a long time, I've even had political panelists on conversations because we've been focusing on the pandemic and the real issues. Please, let's today also focus on the farmer and why the farmer may be happy or unhappy. Yes, Gaurav Vallabh, finish your point, please.
Second point, Tanvi. When you are going to abolish the grain market or vegetable market, how you are going to ensure MSP, Tanvi? Because right now in our country, Tanvi, 86% of farmers are having land holding less than 5 acres. You expect them that they will go 100 kilometers to some private mandi to sell their products. How you are going to ensure the MSP? You are trying to sell the entire agriculture to your crony capitalist friends.
Tanvi, this is wrong.
Third point. Please,
he's falsely saying all of these statements.
Third point, as per the 7th schedule, and Tanvi, this is very technical point. As per the 7th schedule, of the constitution, the agriculture and mandis are the state subject. How you had promulgated an ordinance of government of India without taking into consideration the states? And the last point, Tanvi, if something is coming out also, MSP used to be the base. So how you are going to ensure the price discovery? There is no answer to these four questions. He is telling we are eager to talk to 10 farmers also. लाठी मार के बात करते हो क्या भाई साहब? वहां पे हरियाणा में क्या लठ मार के फिर पूछते हो क्या काम है? Is this the way you are talking to farmers?
But Gaurav
Vallabh,
explain to me one thing.
Lathi charge,
Explain to me one thing.
I had never seen these type of meetings. I had a very
But repealing the
question to
APMC
Mr.
Act,
Malik.
Gaurav Vallabh.
Do you know about
Yeah.
Kandela Kand?
One
Do you
minute,
know
please.
about
1 minute.
the carnage that you did on Kandela?
1 minute, please.
आराम से आ जाइए मैं
1
आपकी हर
minute,
बात
please.
का
Gaurav Vallabh.
प्रॉब्लम तन्वी
Gaurav Vallabh.
प्रॉब्लम इज दैट तन्वी
Wasn't it Congress's election promise itself that you will repeal the APMC Act? Then why are you opposing it today?
Problem is that we had not said that we are not going to ensure MSP. Right now, when Bihar in 2006, APMC, Bihar state came out of APMC. See the plight of the farmers in Bihar. See the what status of the farmer, conditions of the farmers. Can you answer this? So APMC, getting APMC out and getting MSP out is different, because Shanta Kumar committee they are trying to implement, and as per Shanta Kumar committee, the recommendation is that take the MSP out of the system and save 1 lakh crore rupees for the government. In the middle of the pandemic, when the purchasing power got adversely hit, and because of corona, you are taking MSP from the hands of the farmers. And coming to essential commodity, Tanvi, I am asking what happened in 2015. Should I remind the great pulses Gotala of 2.5 lakh crore, wherein your crony friends purchased the pulses, imported
Okay,
the pulses
please.
at 45 rupees a kg and sold
No,
it in the Indian
rhetorical.
market
No,
at
okay.
200
What happened
rupees a
5
kg.
years ago? Everybody knows.
Tanvi, I have
I
to
want to
interrupt.
talk about today. Okay. May I? No. I have two more panelists who haven't spoken so far. It will be very unfair if I don't go to them. Mr. Binoy Viswam has heard everybody out. Let me go across to him as well. Mr. Binoy Viswam, at the end of the day, if a farmer gets to choose where he is going to sell his produce to whoever gives him a better price, if he doesn't have to specifically restrict himself to a location, if the MSP still remains, the government says the minimum selling price will remain, we will continue to give you the support. The BJP and the Prime Minister's big promise is in increasing the farmers' income. Then why is it that we are today opposing these reforms that have been brought in?
No, my friends, the farmers in the country, they want to live. Their very existence is in danger. The farmers' suicides has become the order of the day. Why it happens? It happened because the government of the country is only showering words of support to the farmer. Like a shower it comes. None of these words are put into practice. Their words will go northwards and their deeds will go southwards. This is a government of promising and violating the promises. That is the practice of the BJP government. Let me please tell about that old story we know from the Ramayana, where Marija, the Rakshasa, he came as a deer, very humble, very beautiful deer he came to take away Sita away from Rama. Or Ravana, the king of the Rakshasas. The Ravana of the contemporary times are the corporate capitalists of the world. The corporates of the world want to jump into the Indian farming sector and to take away the Sita away from the Rama and give it to the Ravanas. And BJP is the modern Marija of the contemporary times. Like Marija, they come and they are serving the interests of not Sita or Rama, but they serve the interests of Ravana and Ravana only. And these three ordinances are meant only for that. Farmers' interests are never taken care of. The promise on the MSP will be a line on the water. A line drawn on the water will end the same second itself. In that way, they are talking about it. The purpose is that those people who were eagerly waiting to jump into agricultural sector and to exploit and plunder the farmers, and now an opportunity is given to them. And the government has become the facilitator for that purpose. The crony Modi is trying to cheat the farmers of the country. We know how important the farming sector is for India. Countrywide, if you take it, even today, the major part of the population find their livelihoods depending upon the agricultural sector. In the GDP also, the share of agriculture is not very bad. Now, already the perishing field of agriculture is going to be uprooted completely from the farmers' hands, and they want to give it as a surrender on a platter to the corporate gods of the BJP. They talk about nationalism. They talk about Bharat Mata, but they are the real people who are supporting.
Tanvi, am I supposed to sit down and listen to this?
No. Let me say. This is BJP.
He's not talking on the topic. You guys do not trust in Ram. You say Rama was never there. You're giving me updeshas.
This is BJP.
I'm not here to listen to this stuff. Talk on the topic.
This is real face of BJP.
Mr. Raman Malik, you are supposed to sit back and listen. When I come to you, please give an answer. Don't interrupt, please.
That's the way of a debate. Try to teach them. And they believe this is a big political mastery of things. Don't think that out of numbers.
But let's stay on the point. It's not about the BJP right now, Mr. Viswam. Your one problem is that this will give power to the big guys instead of giving power to the farmers. Is that your main contention?
Exactly. This government is not for the farmers. It is going to be like a farmer. It is out and out anti-farmer, anti-national also.
Okay, but let's get to the specifics. Okay, let's get to the specifics. This is not, no, please. I am not going to, let's get to the specifics, Mr. Binoy Viswam. It's not about which party largely seems to be of what kind of standing. Let's get to the specifics of the law. Let me ask Abhimanyu Kohar this question then. Abhimanyu, how is this going to give the power to the big corporates and take the power away from the farmers? Explain to us how this works. ये क्यों है हमें डर कि जो बड़ी कंपनियां हैं उनको फायदा होगा, किसान को नहीं?
देखिए, सबसे पहले हमें एक बात समझनी चाहिए कि देश कानून और संविधान से चलता है, देश नेताओं के भाषणों से चलता है। बात की जा रही है कि भाई सरकार के मंत्री कह रहे हैं कि एमएसपी जारी रहेगा। अगर एमएसपी जारी रखना, अगर आपकी नीति और नीयत साफ है, तो आप ऑर्डिनेंस में ये बात ऐड कर दीजिए ना कि भाई किसान का सामान एमएसपी से नीचे नहीं खरीदा जाएगा, और जो भी व्यापारी किसान का सामान एमएसपी से नीचे खरीदेगा उसको आपराधिक मामला दर्ज करके उसको जेल में डाला जाएगा। वादा तो किसानों के साथ ये भी किया गया था कि स्वामीनाथन आयोग की रिपोर्ट लागू करेंगे। ये वादा कांग्रेस ने भी किया था और भाजपा ने किया था, और आज तक स्वामीनाथन आयोग का C2+50% फार्मूला लागू नहीं हुआ है। तो बातें तो बहुत होती हैं, लेकिन देश कानून और संविधान से चलता है। और देखिए, जो आपने एक सबसे महत्वपूर्ण बात जो टिकैत जी ने भी सबसे पहले उठाई थी, ये धीरे धीरे एमएसपी खत्म करेंगे। जो ये प्राइवेट कंपनियों को और बड़े बड़े व्यापारियों के हाथों में जो ये खरीद सौंपी जा रही है, आप एक एग्जांपल देख लीजिए, आप उसी को स्टडी कर लीजिए। आप बिहार का एग्जांपल देख लीजिए। 2006 में बिहार में एपीएमसी मंडियां समाप्त की गई थी।
Okay, we've lost the line with Abhimanyu Kohar on this very specific issue of how will the power go to the hands of the big guys. Okay, Abhimanyu जी आपकी आवाज चली गई थी बीच में, हाँ बोलिए.
देखिए, इसमें महत्वपूर्ण क्या है, बिहार का एग्जांपल आप देखिए. बिहार में उस समय ये कहा गया था 2006 में कि बहुत सारी इन्वेस्टमेंट आएगी, प्राइवेट क्षेत्र इसमें निवेश करेगा, लेकिन
Okay, we're going to get him back as soon as that line is stabilized further. Yes, Raman Malik, go ahead now, make your point. Say what you wanted to say.
I will say certain things which are very specific, right to the point. Number one, today even in current laws, there is no provision of MSP being the standard buying price. So, you cannot change the dynamics like that, number one. Number two, when Gaurav Vallabh was talking about the farmer suicide and other issues, I would like to understand from him, if so it was that they were the people who were rightly doing everything and they were the ones with the magic wand, why did they could not do the changes that were required for so long? Why was the plight of farmers like this till now? Why is it that the farmer had to be waiting for water? In Haryana, there were a lot of points where the farmer waited for the canal water for 40 years. 40 years, believe it, Tanvi, it's a big time that you have a canal and you don't get the water for 40 years in it. And why is it that without SYL being there, we were still able to get the water there? Because they intend to get it done. Now, the whole point here is, it's not at all about the farmer. Please understand, their cry is not about the farmer. Their cry is of two things. One is share the idea of opposing. Just because we are opposition, it means opposing is not the idea of democracy. The second thing is, you're talking about the life of farmer. Please understand, the farmer has a right to share the profit of his produce. He is not there only to be crying कि जी मेरा आलू 2 रुपए में लेके 30 रुपया में बेच रहे हो. That should not be the case. If you are selling it for 30 rupees, there has to be some increase in the revenues of the farmer also. And whereas it comes for the corporate agriculture, please understand what we have done. We have also written this, that let's say you've gone into a contract and you've implemented a process. You put in some equipment in the place of the farm, in the farm of the farmer. And tomorrow, let's say a year, 2 years down the line, you are not taking off that farmer equipment out of the farm and not giving the free farm to the farmer. Then that equipment goes to the farmer. Now, that is what we are doing. We are empowering the farmer. The problem today is that if you empower the farmer and he starts becoming self-reliant, Atmanirbhar ho jata hai kisan, so the leaders who so-called farmer leaders, so-called political parties who have been, fooling the people, who have been trying to utilize and take benefit out of these farmers, they will be in a disarray. We are not about doing politics on people. We are about doing national development.
Okay, let me get Rakesh Tikait on this. Rakesh Tikait जी, रमन मलिक जो बीजेपी के हैं वो ये बोल रहे हैं कि ये जो सारे चेंजेस हम ला रहे हैं इससे फार्मर खुद ही आत्मनिर्भर हो जाएगा, वो खुद डिसाइड कर पाएगा. तो जो किसान है उसके लिए इसमें कोई लॉस नहीं है. तो उनके बारे में आप उसका क्या जवाब देना चाहेंगे?
देखो, जवाब हमारा ये है कि ये इस तरह के लोन आते हैं, ये गांव से ग्राउंड रिपोर्ट ये लेते रहिए, ये किसी से रिपोर्ट मंगाते हैं, कोई इनके कार्यकर्ता रहते हैं शहरों में बैठे, वे गांव में जाते नहीं, उनको कोई जानकारी है नहीं. जैसे उदाहरण के लिए इन्होंने फसल बीमा योजना लेकर आए, क्यों वापसी ले लिया? फिर इन्होंने जब उसका विरोध किया और उसका लाभ सीधा कंपनी को होता था तो इन्होंने उसको वापसी लिया, स्वैच्छिक उसको करा है. तो बहुत सी पॉलिसी है, अगर नहीं जानकारी है तो मलिक साहब को और लोगों से जानकारी कर लेनी चाहिए. रही जहां तक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी कहते हैं कि वो पॉलिटिकल पार्टी विरोध कर रही. जब भूमि अधिग्रहण एक्ट आया तो स्टैंडिंग कमेटी की चेयरमैन कौन थी? सुमित्रा महाजन थी. वो किस पार्टी की थी? वो बीजेपी की थी. सरकार किसकी थी? वो कांग्रेस की थी. तो भूमि अधिग्रहण एक्ट सारी पार्टी, पॉलिटिकल पार्टी और देश के किसान संगठनों ने एक समन्वय बना के और भूमि अधिग्रहण एक्ट लाया, उसका लाभ आज किसान को हो रहा है। आपने उसके बाद में भी उसमें छेड़खानी की कोशिश करी, आप उसको बार बार बिल हाउस में रखते थे, आप वहां पे फेलियर हुए, आप इसमें भी फेलियर हो गए। आपका प्लान पूर्ण रूप से देश की जनता फेल करेगी। जिस जनता ने आपको वोट दिया है वही सड़क उपाड़ के आपके खिलाफ प्रदर्शन करेगी। आप या तो
नहीं, पर आप मुझे ये बताइए, लेकिन
नुकसान होगा जी, ये
नहीं, आप राजनीतिक जो स्टेटमेंट है वहाँ वो मत बनाइए यहाँ। मुझे ये समझाइए कि इससे बड़े कॉरपोरेशन का फायदा कैसे होगा।
मैं बताता हूँ,
इससे फायदा
आप मुझे ये समझाएं कि जो किसान का नुकसान और बड़े कॉरपोरेट का, व्यापारी का फायदा कैसे होगा।
फायदा ये होगा, उससे मंडियां पूर्ण रूप से हमारी बंद होगी। एक मंडी में हमारा सेटअप होता था कि हमारा माल कहीं नहीं बिका, चलो भाई मंडी में ले जाओ, वहां बिक जाएगा। वहां शेड बने हुए थे, आदमी की बैठने की व्यवस्था थी, आज नहीं बिका तो कल बिकेगा। एक स्टेक
अरे दादा कहीं ना जा रही मंडी।
ये जैसे आप भाई सुन लो, पहले मेरे साहब आप सुन लो, सुनने की भी आदत डाल लो। दूसरा ये होगा, ये कह रहे कि बाहर उस पर रेट से ज्यादा तो बेच लो। भाई हम तो ये कह रहे कि आप रेट की गारंटी ले लो हमारी, ज्यादा की तो जहां बिकेगा। क्या किसान अपना माल ले जाके कर्नाटक बेच सकता है? किसान तो माल अपना वहीं बेचेगा। जो बिहार की बात बताई ना, बिहार की बिल्कुल ठीक थी। बिहार मसूर का रेट बिहार में 16 रुपया किलो मसूर बिक रही है। आप जाकर पता करो, आप मध्य प्रदेश में पता कर लो, 8-8 दिन तक चना नहीं बिकता मध्य प्रदेश में। क्या एमएसपी पे खरीद हो रही है देश में? आप मक्का का किसान बर्बाद हो गया, वो 800 रुपया क्विंटल मक्का बेच रहा है, आप उसकी एमएसपी दे दो। आप देश में ये कानून बना दो कि एमएसपी से नीचे देश में कोई भी फसल नहीं बिकेगी जिसका भारत सरकार ने रेट तय कर दिया। आप ये कानून एक ही तो ले आओ ना। किसान की तो डिमांड एक है कि आप ये कानून बना दो कि उससे नीचे पर देश में खरीद नहीं होगी। आपके
ओके यस, रमन मलिक एंड देन प्रोफेसर वल्लभ। ठीक है, जवाब लेते हैं भाजपा से। यस, रमन मलिक।
One of the producers of agriculture in the dry grain, which was the least profitable, and because of the condition of the land per se in the regions of Haryana, South Haryana and Rajasthan, was basically the bajra. Now today, from 900 rupees, which was there as a rate of bajra as an MSP, today it is over 2000 rupees. Now I want to understand a simple thing. The profitability point is around 83%. Now the whole point that I'm picking out by giving this simile is, or this example is, that the price of, or the input cost plus 50% formula has been implemented. Now you want a particular formula where the variable of the land and the cost of the land variable is too high. You cannot compare the land cost of, let's say, a city like Delhi compared to somewhere in middle of Madhya Pradesh or Orissa or UP. You cannot compare the capital land value. So you will have to come at certain other formations to understand the productivity and the input cost. So that is part of the Swaminathan Ayog that Abhimanyu was talking about. But all parts of Swaminathan Ayog, all recommendation has been put into place. Now the whole point which is there is, they must talk about this fact. Has the government changed the fact or the playing field that the MSP and the Mandi system, which is prevalent today, would be phased out or would be eliminated? Has the government said that, or has the government said that in the House categorically that neither the MSP nor the Mandi system is going to go off? So once the assurance is already there that it is not going to go off, you are free to sell. 4, 5, 8% are today selling their stuff outside. They also need protection. You do not want to sell it outside, don't sell it. Sell it in the Mandi. And the Mandi system gets revenue to the government. Tanvi, please understand. Each government would be probably getting over 1,000 crore rupees out of sales in Mandi. Why should we stop the exchequer? Why would we stop the exchequer?
Yeah, okay.
Coming into
all right. I take your point. Let me also point this out that as far as this fear of corporatization is concerned, we haven't really seen too much of that happen. According to the Dalwai Committee report itself, only 14 states issued rules to govern contract farming. Despite this, it's barely taken off. About 15 companies have entered into contract farming in Punjab, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Chhattisgarh. Most of these contracts are also for limited crops like cotton or barley. And so it's not become mainstream yet. We don't know if this fear of big corporates getting the better deal out of this is legitimate, but the debate goes on. The Essential Commodities Amendment Act has gone through Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha hurdle is due. There are 2 more ordinances which have to be picked up by the parliament and looked at right now. But if there are genuine concerns that farmer on ground has, and I mean the farmer, the genuine kisan, not a union, not really the trader or somebody who has bigger interest in the monopoly of an APMC, I am not talking about them. I'm definitely not talking about political parties at all. If the genuine farmer believes or feels that he's not going to be getting the price that he should get for his produce, that he may get the raw end of a deal if he gets into a contract, that he may not get the support of the government in times when prices crash and he's not getting the basic price in the market, then perhaps the government needs to look into it and give assurances. Completely out of time. I'm going to thank all of our panelists for joining us on this big debate.